Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at a study that was composed by Grigoriev in 1929. So first of all, I would recommend you to pause the video and try to figure out how white should go about this position. So when I was going about this position, I first calculated maybe the most natural move, h4. And I realized that on the move h5, king d6, king b7, white should make this move king d7. And in all variations, he should do this because now black's in zugzwang, because if white were to go for the pawn immediately, sometimes black can play like, king c6, king b5, and king takes a5. But now the king is one square further away from this counterplay plan. And now you can go for it. So now the king's not on c6, so he doesn't have king b5. But unfortunately, there's this sort of defensive mechanism. Black just follows the white king, and the king cannot get out, so white is forced to get this sort of position, and without the pawn a7, this position would be winning. But now it takes an extra tempo to eliminate both pawns, not just one. So that's why black is just in time to make a draw in this variation. So with that being said, I realized that the only way how white could possibly win this is if black spends an extra tempo taking the pawn in the h file, and white, in the meantime, white will collect these pawns, and then black. So in that other position, on the move king takes a7, black met it with king c7, in the final position of the variation that I just showed. But I want to make it a position where black makes the move like king to d6, and white's in time to play the move king b7. So black's just tempo behind to meet king takes a7 with king c7. And the only way how that's possible is if black captures the pawn from the farthest, captures the h pawn in the farthest place away from the queenside pawns. So that means that black basically needs to capture the pawn on h2. So hence king c8 is the strongest move. And white waits and makes sure that the pawn comes to h3. King d7, now king d6. Of course, if the move king e6, as I said, this counterplay is strong. Now black's actually winning. That's why we make the move king d6 to make black put black's king one square away from the c6 square. So now the counterplay doesn't work because now white will promote and he'll control the a1 square rather than black controlling the h8 square. So white will win in that variation. And this is very nice. Now black makes this move king f4, and white's just in time to make this move king h4 and put black in zugzwang. Because now on the move king f3, one advantage of having the pawn on h2 is that it can move two squares. So king f3, there's the move king g5, and the move king g2. Since the pawn still is on h2, there's the move h4. Then black cannot catch the pawn. Hence, the only move in this position is king f5. King g3, king g5. But now, as you could see, it will take two moves, actually three moves, 1, 2, 3, 2, for black to take the pawn on h2, rather than in the other position with the first move h4 in the other line. But black will only need two moves to take the pawn. But with three moves, it's different, because now white is just in time to get this position that I was dreaming of. And now the king, now white has the extra tempo, so now he can meet the move king d6 with king b7 rather than black meeting the move king takes a7 with king c7. So now the pawn goes down the board. So it's a very interesting concept of how you have to make sure that this pawn goes to the h3 square. So black will take the h2 pawn because the h2 pawn is the farthest pawn away from the queenside pawns. Okay, so if you have any other endgames that you would like me to show on my channel, please leave it in the comments. All right, thanks.